Do you and your children have signs of heart disease? Hey, Cece Cheney here, and today I wanted to chat with you about some very interesting um, news that I was reading about, right? So I was reading some articles this morning, several of them that were talking about heart disease um, and the triggers, the things that cause it. Now, you may or may not died as a result of heart disease at the age of 50, which was incredibly difficult, right? And I, as someone who lost a parent to heart disease, was under the impression that this was like totally a genetic thing and that there was nothing that I can do about it to make sure that my own health would be okay, right? I would be sort of be, left to fate, right? What I've learned though is that a lot of a lot of health issues, including heart disease, are a result of lifestyle behaviors, right? The things that we might put in our mouths. And so, these articles I was reading this morning were incredibly impactful. I want to share some of the information I found with you so that you can make types of decisions that are beneficial for you and your family. So, what is this diet that causes people to have signs of heart disease? Well, we're talking about the standard American diet. Now, if you're not in America and you're catching this and you're going, well, not my problem, well, the standard American diet has sort of gone all around the globe, and people all over the place now eat the way that Americans eat, which is really, really interesting. I saw one article that was talking about pathology from people in Brazil who have adopted American diets and how it has ruined their health. So we are all impacted by this. So what does the standard American diet look like? So according to the article I was reading today, they said 63% of America's calories come from refined and processed foods. So these are the things that comes in bags and boxes, right, in the grocery store, where all of those aisles, right, all of the sodas, the chips, the snacks, all of those the processed meals that you get, the frozen meals, like all of these things, 63% of America's calories actually come from that. What else? 25% come from animal based foods. Okay? And then this is the part that really threw me for a doozy here. Okay? Just being honest. The article said that 12% of America's calories come from plant based foods, right? Which I'm like, okay, not the greatest number, but okay, at least people are eating them. Well, of that 12%, guess how much of that comes from French fries? 6%. 6% of the fruits and vegetables that people eat are actually French fries, which means that we're just not eating enough plant-based foods. And plant-based foods are the building blocks of our bodies. It's so important. So why does this matter? Because I know people hear things like this and they're like, okay, that's cool, that's fine and dandy, but what does any of this have to do with heart disease? What does any of this have to do with my kids? Well, here's the thing. Here's the skinny on this, okay? So I was reading an article today by Dr. Michael Greger, who to find really important facts that can help us make decisions about the way that we live our lives. And the article that I was reading this morning said that heart disease is not something that magically appears, which is what I thought, right? I thought it was genetics and it would magically appear. Instead, it begins during early childhood and progresses unrecognized for several decades to its often final and unexpected endpoint of chest pain, disability, or premature death, right? Like in my father's case. What does this mean? So there's actually studies that were done 50 years ago where pathologists were seeing that signs of heart disease in in really young children, right? So this is really interesting. The article actually said 50 years ago, pathologists began raising the question of whether heart disease was best handled by cardiologists or pediatricians, right? Because we are literally what we eat, right? We are literally what we eat. And if we are filling our bodies with processed junk, 63% of our calories, right? Then our bodies don't have the things that it needs to be healthy, right? Another interesting thing that they said was by their 30s, many young adults already have advanced coronary atherosclerosis. So in reality, interventions during our 30s is just trying to mediate the ravages of the disease rather than prevent the disease itself, right? Because you start having signs of heart disease in childhood. They're saying as young as 8 or 10 years old, you can see plaques in children's arteries, right? It's a very, very scary thing, right? So you're hearing this and you're going, okay, Cece, well, what the heck should I be doing? How do I prevent my kids and myself from having to deal with the ravages of heart disease? Well, it's all about the foods that you put in your mouth, right? So if you're eating the standard American diet and you realize, you know what, I need to do better for myself, for my family, and you're not exactly sure what to eat, shoot me a message and I'm going to send you 5 heart healthy foods that you want to incorporate into your life and incorporate into your diet so that you're getting the best possible nutrition possible. So if you would like that information, shoot me a message. Otherwise, I look forward to chatting with you soon. Ciao.